do want then to invite at this moment Fidele, Joni, and Laxman. Let me tell you a little bit about who they are. Fidele Rutayisire is founder and executive director of the Rwanda Men's Resource Center. And of course, we've heard throughout the afternoon, RWAMREC is the secretariat of RWAMNet, one of the first country networks of the Alliance, and obviously serving as the local host of the Ubuntu Symposium. It's all under the leadership of, beg your pardon, of Fidele. And of course, Joni van der Sant, she, her, the Netherlands, and Laxman Belbase, Nepal. They are the co-directors of the Global Secretariat of MenEngage Alliance, and under their co-leadership, the Global Secretariat served as the convener and handles all the daily operations of organizing the Ubuntu Symposium. And I think you can all acknowledge that they've done a fabulous, fabulous job. So I call you all then, Fidele, Joni, and Laxman, come forward, please.
I would like first to engage the audience here. Good afternoon, everyone. Alors, quand j'ai dit Ubuntu, vous allez dire I am because you are. Ubuntu. Ubuntu. Oh. Yes. On behalf of RWAMREC, which has been the organizer of the symposium at the level of Rwanda, I would like to take this opportunity to also say thank you. And I would like to start with the members of the Rwanda MenEngage Network. So we have here members of the RWAMNet who are with us. Can I ask everyone to stand up? Members of RWAMNet, please stand up. Yes, yes. Thank you very much, members of RWAMNet. You have done a lot of things, and without you, we could have not done this. So all these members from ADOR to Afro, there are 29 members of Rwanda MenEngage Network, which have played a big role in organizing the symposium at the level of Rwanda. From February 2020 up to now, they have done tremendous work. So thank you very, very much. And I would like also to take this opportunity to thank, of course, our government of Rwanda through the Ministry of Gender and Family Promotion for setting clear directions for Rwandans and for being a role model in the fight against inequalities and abuse. We have worked with the Ministry of Gender since February last year, from the planning phase up to now. The minister has just left, but we have here the advisor to the minister who is with us. So I'd like really to thank the Ministry of Gender and Family Promotion for being with us in this journey. And I also would like to thank our donors from the side of Rwanda. We have UN Women Rwanda, which has supported us financially, but also technically. Thank you, UN Women Rwanda, represented here. I would like to thank also Oxfam Rwanda, which has also financially supported us, Care International, the Swedish Embassy, and the Ubuntu Foundation. We really hope that we shall continue to work together. And I would also like to thank my comrades and colleagues from RWAMREC, and my colleague, Christelle, who has played a big role. Christelle, where are you? Christelle is outside with the media. She has been coordinating the symposium at the level of Rwanda. And I also would like to thank Bianca from the Global Level Secretariat, who has supported us. And Joni and Laxman, thank you for backing us. Thank you for your support. We really thank you for your tremendous work, and we believe that we shall continue to work together. So without taking much time, so over to you, Laxman and Joni. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, Fidele. Really, our gratitude goes to you, to the RWAMREC team, to the RWAMNet membership. I think when you came forward, I think it's been already maybe 2 years ago when you came forward and said you were willing to host the third MenEngage Global Symposium. We were so incredibly excited and thankful. Then we met in February last year for our preparation meeting and planning meeting, and right after that we realized that COVID-19 was really spreading ruthlessly around the world, and we were not going to be able to meet in person. And we've worked together throughout this virtual journey to make it work and to anchor the symposium in Rwanda, in the African continent throughout the journey. And you have played such an important role in making that happen. So our gratitude to you and the whole team there in Rwanda is tremendous. Laxman and I will fulfill the role to do kind of the final thank yous before we really wrap up the symposium with the last exciting and energetic part of the program. But I think, as many people have said already today and over the past months, it really feels like this has been an unprecedented collective process for MenEngage Alliance, and with the membership and more broadly with partners and many others interested in doing deep, gender transformative, intersectional, feminist informed work on engaging men and boys and transforming patriarchal masculinities. And just having been able to do this collectively has been so inspiring. We think that the symposium has really brought a shift in the discussion and in the frame from Rio to Delhi, and the journey we've walked over the last few months. And it's only deepened our commitments. So with that, let me move it on to Laxman for our first part of the thank yous from our side.
Such an exciting moment. Thank you, everyone. So in addition to those that Fidele already thanked, here I would also like to acknowledge the support we received from colleagues in RWAMNet and Ministry, but also MenEngage Africa Regional Network, which agreed to host this symposium together with RWAMNet and RWAMREC at that point in time. But also, this wouldn't have been possible without the support of our members globally. And here, special thanks and acknowledgement to the board and especially the International Steering Committee for offering your support, and also a special one to all the regional networks on the mobilization you all have been doing across the world to make what we have today in front of us. And we really appreciate that.
Yes, and of course, also this couldn't happen without the support of our partners, including resource support and financial support, but also a lot of inputs actually to the programs and thinking along with us. So we want to really highlight SIDA, who's been supporting MenEngage in local context as well as globally. I think ever since the start of the Alliance. We want to thank the Prevention Plus program and the Netherlands Ministry of Foreign Affairs behind it. We want to thank Amplify Change. We want to thank UNFPA and UN Women. We want to thank CARE and Oxfam. We want to thank the Ubuntu Foundation and the Embassy of Sweden in Kigali and the Swiss Agency for Development and Cooperation. Thank you so much.
So again, at the base of what we saw today, and all of us coming together in this form and format and coming out with such a deep reflection and commitment to this work and the renewed commitment to this work, it wouldn't have been possible without these over 130 people who joined us from the very beginning on shaping who we are and how this symposium would look like. And for that, we wanted to also acknowledge and express our gratitude to the organizing committees that put their time and effort so much in this. So the local organizing committee in Rwanda, which played a very important role in grounding this in Rwanda. Also the International Steering Committee, which consists of the global board of MenEngage Alliance, as well as the local organizers from Rwanda itself, the programs committee, the communications and knowledge management committee, the youth committee, resource mobilization and fundraising committee, advisory committee, and most importantly also just what we have just heard, the declaration and call for action working group and the editorial committee. And we really acknowledge and thank you for all your support throughout the process, day and night, without sleeping, without taking rest, and the effort that we have been able to put together.
And we also want to thank everybody who was part of the daily operations of making the symposium happen. And if you are online today, please do show yourself on camera and wave hello. And first of all, we want to thank our fantastic team of interpreters, coordinated by Hazel Sharp. And we've been hearing their voices throughout the symposium. For many of you, they have actually been the main voices that you have been hearing as they were doing the interpretation. And so they've really helped us to make the symposium a multilingual and accessible event. And it definitely has not always been easy. I think it was an experiment for them as well to navigate, the many sessions that we've had. So we thank you so much. We also want to thank Lulu Kitolo and team, the studio who have developed the Ubuntu brand design, Tamilan and team for all of your tech support, Germaine for administrative support, Narrett for social media support, Barbara for editing the videos. And of course, we also really want to thank the MenEngage Global Secretariat team. We want to in particularly thank, and several of you have already said it, Bianca as well as Crystal for being our symposium coordinators. You have done an incredible job, and we are so appreciative and have also learned so much from you in how to handle a very multifaceted process. And we also want to thank Jenny, Tom, Elsie, Sinead, Magali, Oswaldo, Evans, Alvin, and Amna, our Global Secretariat team, for really having walked the journey together with us and having made it possible to have this online space over the past months. And then I think last but not least, from a technical perspective, Redi Tlhabi, you have been our virtual host when we opened the symposium, and you are here with us today when we are closing off. And you've really given a lot of flair and I think additional depth in the way you have been framing and engaging with the symposium here with us. So thank you so much.
And also a huge gratitude to all those without whom it would not have been absolutely possible at all. The symposium organizers, the session organizers, the speakers, the membership, the regional coordinators who were able to mobilize across your regions, across your countries, and the leadership, the regional and country networks that you have done local organizing through which we were able to have over 178 global sessions and many more at the country and regional level that brought together over 5,000 participants around the world with voices and hearing from 600 plus speakers over the period of 7 months. And all of this contributed into the declaration, the strong commitment that we have in front to be able to achieve this.
So as MenEngage Alliance, and you know this, we are an international social change network. We are constantly trying to find ways and striving to collect local realities, local perspective, local expertise, connecting us together around the world at the regional level, at the global level, to deal with a globalized world and the challenges that we are facing in all of our interconnectedness, but also the wealth of that interconnectedness and diversity in order to find solutions. And so we really believe in the concept of power with. Sometimes we say 1 + 1 is 3. We can actually do more when we are together. And we will not repeat the vision that we actually have for the Alliance, because the Ubuntu Declaration and Call to Action that was just launched by various members really lays it out. That's what we are committed to. That is our vision. That is our aspiration for the future, and also what we seek to be held accountable for and to hold ourselves and each other accountable for.
And we will continue to work to make the various forms of knowledge products, as many of you have already referred to, including the videos and the synthesis paper that are coming up currently with support from the amazing consultants and experts that we have on board. And these knowledge products will also serve as the annexes to the declaration and call for action, so that they can, shape the discourse around specific areas of interest, which we sometimes refer to as thematic areas of work, and in infusing the men and masculine resilience in those work moving forward. All these will be also anchored in an online platform in order to have that accessible to our members, partners, and broadly whoever is interested or are already doing the work to have access and engage with the knowledge that have come out, and also apply those knowledge learnings coming out in the work they are doing to make our work even more political, but also to foster collective learning and promoting dialogue and critical exchange, and also cultivate creativity and critical thinking, as we all have already outlined on moving forward when we did the Mentimeter, so that we can add value by dismantling patriarchy and transforming masculinities. And we will watch those who are opposing this kind of feminist and women's rights work. As Alexandra, you were asking, we will continue monitoring and figuring out what is the role and responsibility that we all have in pushing back against some of these backlash we receive. And through our new web platform, we also envision, and we are working towards that, to continue facilitating processes for exchange, analysis, and learning and unlearning along we go between and among diverse actors in the field. And then also, most importantly, we would also like to continue working with our national and regional networks as we move forward, which we consider to be our own roots, to consolidate our movement building orientation towards the systems change agenda that we just heard from the Ubuntu Declaration and Call for Action. And with this, we continue our journey to apply, regenerate knowledge and strategies on dismantling patriarchy and masculinities at local and regional context to address global problems and inform solutions.
We know we have so much work ahead of us, but we know also that we are in it together. And speaking from the heart, we are so incredibly grateful to be part of this community. Thank you.
Gracias.
Merci.
Shukran.
Dankjewel.
Dhanyavad. And Asanti Sana.
Back to you, Redi.
Thank you very much. Thanks indeed. We appreciate your work, your commitment, your insights as well, and your optimism, because if you believe in the work, if you believe that we are on a journey someplace to the place that, or the society of our dreams, then it inspires all of us. So thank you for your leadership as well, and also everybody else who is partnering with you on this journey, Fidele, Joni, and Laxman. Okay, so we have a song created specifically and especially for the Ubuntu Symposium, written by Kamla Basin, music developed by Ingo Mansha. We heard from them when we started in Rwanda. We heard that very poignant and moving history around how they came about. Now, how's this for being global citizens and being inclusive? The singing is in Spanish by Cecilia Irene Anayas Gonzalez. And we want you, at this point, to do whatever it is you need to do. Stretch your legs, dance a little, clap your song, clap your hands, hum, beat your table, whatever it is. We're inviting you to join with us in a dance and sing along. This is the special Ubuntu song.
Ubuntu es inclusion.
Personne n'est supérieur et personne n'est inférieur. Race, you will be history. Patriarchy will be history.
Whew. I think we all wish that it could just carry on and on and on. Such inspiration, such generosity, such talent, such meaning, right? Ubuntu is revival. Ubuntu is justice for all. That's what the Ubuntu Symposium is all about. Do you remember all the languages, the cultures that were reflected in one single theme of Ubuntu? Thank you so very much, Kamla Vasin, for writing the song, the development by Ingo Mancha, and singing in Spanish by Cecilia Irene Anaya Gonzalez, and all of you for dancing and tapping away and really losing yourselves in this special moment. How wonderful, wonderful it is to hear about the journey and the development of the song, rooted in Rwanda with women drummers and so on. And Rwanda, thank you very much for not just being our hosts, but also for the cultural enrichment that we have experienced here today and throughout all our times together. And with that, let's go to Rwanda and get our goodbyes from our team there, our partners there, all in the able hands of Ms. Taina Ange Ndizeye.
We've smiled, we've made connections, we've actually, like, we've been thinking and committing to do much more, to do better, and to keep connecting with you all, the global community, and keep going forward with this cause. So we're going to say our goodbyes. Feel free to shout, to say goodbye and wave. We are sending so much love from Rwanda. I hope that all of you stay safe and well and continue this work that you've begun. God bless you.
Joni, before I let you go, I wonder, maybe we hadn't answered Alejandro's question around, it was around accountability and how do we value and measure the stories that men are sharing with each other. I think that's what it said. Do you remember that question? I don't want anyone leaving here today feeling unheard.
Yes, we think Laxman referenced the question that was asked. Yeah. And I think, the MenEngage membership and other organizations too, being all around the world, are doing that work, with local men, with local communities. And I think, also measuring and monitoring the changes that are being generated locally. I think one of the things that we really find very important is that we contextualize this work. So while we can learn from each other on what are the kind of messages that work when we reach out to men, it's also really important to work bottom up and locally, and understanding the local context and working with the local organizations doing their work. And so that's exactly, I think, what the MenEngage membership is doing. And collectively as an alliance, we're bringing that together and finding ways to learn from each other, as we have done throughout the symposium over the last years. And I think ongoing monitoring of what works and what doesn't work is important. And the key here is inviting everyone to hold us accountable. Whether that's at an individual level, at an organizational level, as a network, as an alliance. If you see something that you think is not working well, if people are not acting in line with principles, hold us to account, reach out, because that's also part of the monitoring. I think that the question was about.
Okay, I just wanted to be sure so that Alejandro doesn't feel erased the next time we get together. I hope you can still hear me because these are my final words today before we close, right? Okay, so let me just thank you, every single one of you, for trusting me with this very sacred space. It is sacred for me because it deals with something that is very close to my heart. It is sacred because it is about collaboration and learning from each other. Thank you for trusting me that I have something to add to such an important closing ceremony, and also just reinforcing once again the themes that continue to reflect in our societies, that must be amplified on our various platforms, doing our work and keeping accountability, intersectionality, transformation, and power with at the top of our agenda. I've really loved once again to be your moderator, and I hope to see you again from Johannesburg, South Africa. Thank you. I'm Redi Tlhabi. Stay well, stay safe, stay healthy. We will see each other again.